what's going on, guys? Tony here, CCxRC. We're getting ready to get started with the tiny Gappin It build series. This is for the Talk Your Face Off show that I'm doing with RC Amigos. And we're trying to figure out how fast we can take one of these little Enduro24s. Yes, we're building this based off of an Enduro24, not just any 24 scale you want to go with. We've chosen this one for a couple of reasons. Primarily because of the axles in it and that they are kind of a diff design instead of a worm gear, which should allow us to have better speeds. It helps us to create some rules. All of the rules are posted, guys, over at CCxRC.com. I'll have a link down in the description below. You can click on that if you want to join us, because we're opening this up to anybody that wants to participate. All you need to do is get yourself one of these and start building. So I don't have all the parts for this yet. So we're basically gonna do an unboxing of it and just see what comes in here, because honestly, I have like 12 SCX24s and I have some FMS, but I don't have an Enduro24 yet. So I'm kind of curious what it's gonna be like. And we're gonna see out of the box just what it is. So let's get on the other side and open this up, and we'll see what we get and what it runs like as a crawler before we go and tear it apart and try to make it go fast. Let's do it. All right, here it is, you guys. You can get them for about $100. I paid $105 for this at Reaction RC Hobbies in Grand Rapids here. Ready to run kit. Really nice packaging, actually. The Enduro, a blast to drive. Here it talks about the wheels and tires. Additional features, 7mm wheel hexes, vertical metal chassis rails. This one does have the diff, or it has a motor and a divorced transfer case. I don't know why I want to keep talking about diffs, but apparently I do. The nice thing is it does have differentials in the axles instead of worm gear. So tons of gear ratios, spur pinion combo, transmission transfer case, axle ring and pinion, and then the final drive ratio. 62.6 to 1. So all these, gear ratios and things in here, boom, it's going to be going slow. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get this thing opened up in here, see what we got. Oh, there's a scale garage in this too. It sure looks like it. There's stickers in here. Oh no, you just cut these out. They're little signs. Let's see. How do we open this? You have to do a little bit of cutting, but it does have a scale garage in here. Looks like you would just cut this right here. Let's see. Let's see what we got. See if we can figure out how to do this. And then you would just kind of build it like so, and you've got a garage. Let me get a piece of tape here. Let's hold this together. Maybe we can do our unboxing inside of the garage. That'd be pretty cool, huh? So we'll cut those out. And we'll just add some tape on here to hold it all together. All right, there we go. Alrighty, guys, here it is, the tiny little Element Enduro24. These tires are little 1-inch wheels, and they're no foam in them. Very soft, should kind of wrap around things. You can see it kind of compressing a little bit as I push on it. So it should bite into things as it's crawling over them, which should be good. As well, as you're trying to really grip on the rock, you can kind of see it kind of forming around it a little bit as it bites. But we won't be using these tires in our final build for this thing. Friction dampered shocks, as you can see, very springy, just like everything else in this platform, and okay with that because of what it is. You can see the decals on it. It is not a branded vehicle, even though it looks very, very much like a Toyota. It is not a Toyota. It is an Element. Get that straight. It is the Trail Runner which looks very much like a 4Runner. I like the graphics on this one a lot. And I've kind of said before, I'm not a huge fan of the truck design, the spec. I really do like this one with kind of the topographical mapping type look to it here on the side with their logo. Pretty cool. So, 4 body posts. There's also a crooked sunroof on here. We'll take a look at the back. And you can see here, tiny 4x4 license plate, trail runner. Looks good. This is the body I wanted. Because if I'm going to use a body for anything, I would prefer to use this one. But pretty much the same truck underneath. Let's take it off. Man, does this look a lot different than my other 1/24 scale trucks. The divorced transfer case right here in the middle. Look at that. Much more scale this way. They got the motor or the motor forward, and it even has the servo mounted up here in the chassis, which for scale points looks really good. However, for what we're wanting to do with this with a drag car, I'm probably gonna, I've already ordered something to move the servo. So, and I saw what ECB printing, 3D printing is doing, and I may even be changing my design or what I was gonna do after that. Nice tall shocks on these, actually. There's a lot of spring to those shocks. Literally, like the spring size. There's a long spring on that. So you've got definite travel there. Seems to have actually really good articulation. Weight in the back. Seems to be, they've kind of tried to spread it with the stuff in the front, having the motor and the transmission front mounted with the servo, and then they've got the ESC in the back with the battery. It kind of makes sense with a lot of things about this layout. In particular, you've got these moving parts in here, so you can't really lay your battery down here like we've done on some other ones. It would get interesting. You could maybe get some other ways to mount it up top here. But overall, looks pretty good. The one thing to note about this is that it comes with a 1-cell LiPo instead of a 2-cell. So you've got this little 520 mAh 1-cell Wolfpack battery by Reedy. 10C, 3.7 volts. So basically, no balance lead on it. You're just charging 1 cell, so you're not balancing multiple cells. So that does make it a little bit easier as far as the charging and all that goes with these. But yeah, nice little straps to hold it in here. I like that. And on the ESC, you can choose between a NIM and a LiPo battery. It's already set to LiPo. And you've got your servo routed over to here. Your motor goes and plugs into this cable here. Just taking a look around the lay of the land. And an extra wire here, which should maybe be for lights or something to plug into. Looks like a little extra if you wanted to add lights to it. Not a bad layout. It is running metal rails here on the sides. They are a flat piece. They're not a C-channel style. So it's just a flat piece of cut, I'm guessing aluminum on these. Where's the box? Oh, I cut the box into this. Oh, we have to look on the back of our garage, and we've taped over it. Oh well, it looks good. It'll work. Regardless of what it is, it's gonna serve its purpose for something this little. All right, let's get the radio out of the remaining things out of the box. Got a little radio, charger, and the booklet for it. There's a couple extra body posts that are inside of here, in case you wanted to do short ones for a truck. Their catalog for part numbers and all that you might need to get, links, how everything's sold, Looks like it's sold kind of completed. These radios are actually really good. You can see the different features on it, dual rates, all that. We'll look at it on the actual controller itself. I have these for several cars, and there's a lot of things that I actually like about these radios. And the first thing being how easy it is to one-handed drive them. They are super easy to one-handed drive. So this is also very much like the design of the Furatech one that I have. You just push this button in the back. This will slide on and off. That's where you put your batteries in. Whoop. They slide right in there. All right, I have my 4 AAA batteries in here now. If you look on the radio itself here, you'll see some of the features. You have your throttle dual rates, your steering dual rates, basically how much of the full amount you want. If you don't want a lot of steering, you turn that down. If you want to go slower, your throttle dual rate, you turn that down. And then you've got throttle trim, steering trim, channel 3 button, and a reverse switch. So let's power this on. We now have power. And let's see if this thing came with any juice at all so we can give it a little test. Oh, I saw a little flash there. That looks good. Steering dual rates are not all the way. So that is with the steering dual rates all the way up. Watch as I turn them down. See how little steering that is? And as I turn the dual rate back up, it allows it to turn a lot more. That's if you're all the way at 0 dual rates, you get 0 steering. If you just turn it up a little bit, you get a little steering, and then the more you go, the more you have side to side. So, wheel speed, that's at 100% dual rate. Turn down the throttle dual rates, and you get nothing. If I go to about 20%, get a little. If I turn the dual rates up, you can hear it. Trying to hold the throttle in and turn the knob. All right. Hear the pitch change? It's getting a little more speed as you turn that up. On a crawler like this, you wouldn't really be probably adjusting that a whole lot, honestly, because that would be something. Normally, those dual rates you'd use if you had a basher and you're handing it to a kid and you didn't want them to destroy everything in your house or your yard. All right, so we'll stick this back on, and I've got my little Kyosho ramp here, crawler dealy that we can do some test runs with this on and just see how it crawls with these little tires on it. I will say that if you remove some things like that divorce transfer case, you change out the transmission, these things can go quite fast. That's how one of my monster trucks is set up, and it's impressive how fast it can be. Ready to leave the garage. Let it rip. Oh no, what is this I see? Cardboard mountain. Get that flex going. Not a big deal getting over the big hump. Let's try from this side. Get a little body rub with the tire hitting. Lots of flex. Decent low speed control. Lots of noise. It's humming like crazy. Got a little bit of bump at the beginning. There's not that really slow creep. It's like you hear it humming, and then the next little bit is about there. So it doesn't have a whole lot of slow. Well, there, it's working a little, but it wants to jump up to speed. I wonder if we turn down the throttle dual rate, if we can get a little bit more of that low speed. Not really. It wants to get up to speed. Yep. But if you're just bumping the throttle, the main thing I could see if you're trying to do a comp or something with this is there isn't a lot of top end wheel speed to help you get up things if you get stuck. The gearing definitely runs out on it, but it feels pretty planted. And look at the flex for this stock guy. It's pretty good out of the box. I'm a little more impressed with it than I thought I was going to be with it out of the box. I wish it had a little bit more of that low end, but you know, most of these nowadays I'm trading out anyway for brushless Komodos and stuff, so it'd be the same I think with this. But I don't mind the articulation at all on this. Side hill it a little. See what happens going around this corner. Not too bad. Wonder, what if we change this up and add some incline to our hill? Oh, I haven't done this before. This is new. New for the Element Enduro24. Let's turn it a little so you see more of the face of it. There we go. Can it climb? This is where that wheel speed is I was talking about needing. That's not bad. Getting a little up over it while we're on top. Oh, there's no back to it. Over she goes. All right, let's try this steep approach right here at the front. Good approach angle. Oh, it just needs to get some traction. There it was. All right. Can we turn it around without rolling it on this incline? Do we have enough control? Ooh, boy. I think we got it. There it is. Pretty well balanced. I mean, that's a pretty steep angle. It just came down off of that with. That was impressive. I mean, that's steep. You're not looking at it straight on. That's a steep incline it was doing, and it just came down it. And it didn't kick the back end over itself, which is quite impressive. Let me just try and reset it for that. And see if we can do it again to kind of show it from the other angle. Oh! I spoke too soon. I guess I was like this by the time I made that corner, so I guess it's not as steep. And then I kind of drove out of it. I may be turning it, steepened it a little. Still, I was impressed with it. Doesn't take that away. See, those tires are gripping. I can hear them. All right, I might have to tiny comp this too before I do too much to it. Just see how it does out of the box. No brass added. Just go for it. Oh, it's a goner. There's not many ways to recover, I don't think, from this. Oh, yeah. Duh, nope. Alrighty, guys, that's it. Quick look at the Enduro24 before we go in and make this into a drag truck. I'm very pleasantly surprised with it as a crawler. I might have to get another one just to do some crawling with and see how it does. But yeah, time to park her back in the garage and call it a day. Thanks for tuning in, guys.